to Hanjo. I'm on a tour of red lights. I'm trying to see how many red lights I can find on the way home. There's a dog that I don't despise on there, for you folks who think I hate dogs. Oh, stop talking about it already, would you? Well, you're the one that brought it up. Maybe not you. Anyhow, no, we just passed a set of train tracks. I don't think you can see it in my rear view, but yeah, so if you I found from a friend, if you go down those tracks a little ways, out behind, I think it's like a business or it's a residential, oh, thanks for the shade. There's a place where freight trains used to back up over a hole in the ground and drop coal. And I forget what they call it officially in railroadian terms, but it was very cool, and it's just there in the woods and hasn't been used in many decades. And but it's cool and nobody knows it's there. But my friend, who is a hunter, found it whilst walking in the woods. And yes, here we go. Here's another red light. This red light was installed in 2001. I don't know, whatever. Red light tour, that's what we're doing today. Not that kind of, no, anyway. Anyhow, wow, do we see more emergency vehicles up ahead? Anyway, you may or may not agree with hunting, or that hunting is like, you know, an acceptable pastime or whatever. But you should be friends with hunters, because whether you agree with it or disagree with it, hunters know some of the coolest stuff out there that's in the woods. Why? Because they spend time in nature. They spend time walking around in places where other people just don't go. And so, you know, hunters find some of the coolest stuff, you know, that people have just forgotten about. And, you know, although I don't personally hunt, I mean, I hunt bugs on this thing, and I'm very successful, I might say. I don't want to brag. And there's no limit, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, you just, you know, I got a bunch of heads mounted to the wall. You can't see them unless you're up close. Anyway, yeah, so hunters, they can be some of the coolest people. Whether you agree or disagree that hunting is a good practice, we do eat. And the hunters that I know, I think almost down to a person, are ethical hunters, and they, you know, they eat what they hunt, or they give away what they're not going to get around to eating. And I think it's whether you like it or don't like it, it's an important thing. You know, obviously if you're vegan or vegetarian or something, you know, you may not like the practice of hunting at all. But I would urge you to not judge our friends who hunt based solely on the fact that they hunt and that you don't agree with it. It's sort of like however you vote. You should have friends on both sides. I think there should be more than two sides, I would say, more than just red and blue in our country. But regardless, you should have friends that are on both sides of whatever it is you're doing. Like, as growing up a Celtics fan, or I'll say as a Red Sox fan, growing up as a Red Sox fan, there was always that one guy who was a Yankee fan. And, you know, it just keeps life interesting. You know, and so if they were from New York, you can be a Yankees fan or whatever. But if you were a Yankees fan when I was growing up, just because they happen to be on a winning streak and you're like a front runner or whatever, I don't respect that at all. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Is there a little trauma in there? Maybe not. The Sox are doing pretty well right now. But all I'm saying is, like, yeah. So if there's somebody out there and you know they're a hunter, and that's why you haven't, you know, talked to them, or, you know, tried to learn something from them, or you know, find out about, or had a conversation, then I'd urge you, like, maybe this week, find somebody in your, as long as they're not like the kind that's like rah rah, like yeehaw, guns, rah rah rah, rah. You know, if hunting is an agenda for them, forget those people, right? You can stay away from them. They got plenty of people in their little tiny circle. But if you got someone in the family or someone in your circle who does hunt, yeah, I would encourage you, don't judge them strictly based on that. You get to know them, and because I'm telling you, it's hunters. They find cool stuff. A lot of times they're the ones that are spending a lot of time outside, and they're the ones that care about the planet, because it's from the planet they're getting their food, and they're getting their you know, just their peace of mind, being out in the woods, you know, before the sun comes up, you know, hearing, just seeing amazing things and experiencing the best and the worst that Mother Nature has to offer. That's it. I'm not sure what my point is. Ooh, can I give you one more point? I don't know why I'm in a hurry to say it, but you see all this new pavement? It doesn't take long before it doesn't look new. What's up, dude? This new pavement that I'm on, it gets a little greasy. All right, now that I'm saying that, I'm remembering the other day I came off of this street and I got a little squirrely, because even though it's fresh and it looks awesome and you can rip on it in a car, you got to be cautious when you only have 2 patches of earth the size of a credit card each that you're riding on. Sometimes this kind of pavement can get in your grooves and change the groove of your day. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And that's it out of me, guys. Matt the Greeter. I got a turn coming up here, so let's find out. Let's find out if this stuff is settled in a little more, or if we're still getting a little slick on it. I'd like to take a look at my tire, but that's not how I want to go down. What were you doing? I was leaning over the front of my bike to look at my tire. I don't want to be a Darwin Award recipient, I'll put it that way. All right, let's find out. Let's find out right up here. This one's tough too, because you get people that really jump to get in front of you. So you're generally hitting this turn kind of quick, and it's right over bricks. How are we doing? Not bad. Not bad at all. I love this field, and then I'll let you go. But look at that. Doesn't it feel like you're not just outside of Boston? Doesn't it feel like you're, I don't know, somewhere where there's like space you can see? Pretty nice. Love it. Matt the Greeter. We got space out here. You just got to find it and pray nobody builds on it. All right, Matt the Greeter. Care about you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.